A delegation of European leaders met Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi in Cairo over the weekend. The culmination of the meeting saw the signing of a €7.4 billion deal between the EU and Egypt. The deal seeks to help Egypt ease its debt burden, boost renewable energy export from Egypt to the EU, as well as curb irregular migration to Europe through the Mediterranean Sea.
Today marks a historic milestone, with the signature of our joint declaration for a strategic and comprehensive partnership. And given your political and economic weight, as well as your strategic location in a very troubled neighbourhood, the importance of our relations will only increase over time.
The deal comes at a time when Egypt is experiencing record high inflation and its external debt has exploded to $165 billion. The cooperation in renewable energy enables the EU to avoid over-reliance on Russian gas. Egypt also sits in the middle of a troubled region, with the conflict in Gaza and Yemeni Houthi attacks on ships in the Red Sea taking center stage in the Middle East.
Of course, these discussions are taking place in a time of deep crisis. We are all extremely concerned about the war in Gaza and the unfolding catastrophic humanitarian situation. Gaza is facing famine, and we cannot accept this. It is critical to achieve an agreement on a ceasefire rapidly now that frees the hostages and allows more humanitarian aid to reach Gaza.
We've also agreed with EU leaders on rejecting an Israeli military operation in Rafah, which will double the humanitarian catastrophe that civilians in the Gaza Strip are suffering from, in addition to the effects of that operation on liquidating the Palestinian cause, which Egypt outright rejects.
The EU funding includes €5 billion in concessional loans and €1.8 billion of investment, according to a summary of the plan published by the EU. €200 million has been earmarked for managing migration issues. Europe has been working to stop influx of migrants from other parts of the world. According to EU's border agency Frontex, about 158,000 migrants arrived in Europe via the Mediterranean in 2023, an increase of 50% from the year before. The EU signed similar agreements with Tunisia and Libya last year, still in a bid to stem migrant flows. Wanjamungai, CGTN.